Hi everyone, in today's video we are going to learn about Apache Spark infrastructure, creating a Spark pool and querying the Parquet data stored in data lake using the Spark pool and notebook. So let's start by knowing what Apache Spark actually is. Apache Spark is a highly efficient data processing engine that can consume and process large amount of data in seconds. So how does it work? When the Spark application runs, a Spark context is created, which calls the cluster manager to allocate resources to the worker nodes. After the resources are allocated, the Spark context sends the code to the executors. Each worker node has a separate executor, and you must be wondering what an executor is. So, executors are nothing but JVMs which run tasks and store data for the application. So, each node has an independent executor, and they have storage and they have the capability to run tasks for an application also. We'll be seeing how nodes are allocated to the Spark pool and how we can decide the size of the nodes as well. So, let's see how it works in our demo. So this is my Synapse workspace. I'll go to Manage. In Manage tab, I'll go to Apache Spark Pool tab and click on New button. Add a name to your Spark pool. Here you can see a variety of options and you must be wondering what these options are. But let me explain it to you using the previous diagram we have seen. So looking at the diagram, we discussed that Spark context calls cluster manager and then cluster manager allocate resources to the nodes. But the number of nodes which will be allocated to the cluster manager is in our hands. So here in the Synapse workspace, it's asking you the number of nodes. You can auto scale. Also, every node creates spaces and storage for your code and data to get stored. So we also need a storage space for each node. So here you define the storage space. You can use 32 GB, 64 GB, 128 and 432. I'm using it for the demo purpose, so I'll go with the lowest. And you also have an auto scale option, which means it will auto scale the number of nodes needed from 3 to 10. Or if you want to disable it, you can define the number of nodes by yourself. So I will enable, and this is the estimated price. So the price will depend on the auto scale and the number of nodes it's using in each session. So I'll click on review and create. Now your Spark pool is created. Now we'll go to the develop section and we'll create a notebook. Click on plus, click on notebook, and then you can select the language here. You can write it in any of these languages, and you'll have to select the Spark pool also. So I selected the one I created. Then I'll define a data frame and a function to read. So spark.read.load. And if you look at the parameters of this function, it takes path, format, schema, and options. So I'll define my parameters. So for the path, I'll go to my storage account. So in data, I'll go to linked, expand my storage account. And in the base container, you see I already have uploaded a Parquet file. The link to this Parquet file will be in my description box. So you can also go ahead and pick the link, download the file and do the same activity. So to get the path from here, I'll click on it, click on more and properties, and I'll copy the path, go back to my notebook, paste the path, and the format, we know the format is in Parquet, so we'll define the same. And then our next step is to print our data frame. So we'll do df dot limit. I just want to print maybe 20 rows. And now I'll run my notebook. So it started running. So the first time when you start running a notebook, or the first time you start your application, it takes a few minutes because it's starting your Apache Spark session. But for the subsequent run, it will be in fraction of seconds. So you can see my job got executed. It took around 3 minutes to start the Apache Spark session. So you can see my notebook got executed, and I just missed to write display function here. So I'll write display function to display the rows. And when I run this, see, it picked data from the parquet file and displayed it here. So next I'm going to clear this output. So to clear the output, we go here and click on this icon. The output got cleared, and we'll write a new code snippet. Now here what we are going to write is, we want to create a new table in our Spark pool. So let's see how we can create a new table. So first I'll use a Spark function dot SQL, and I'll write create database if not Anushree. So in this line, I'm creating the database if it doesn't exist with this name. You see in the above step, I have all the data in my data frame. So I also want to dump all that data in a table in this database. So what I'll do is dot write dot mode override table as, and first I'll give my database name and then the table name. So trip. I'll run all. So you can see both the commands got executed. So to validate if the database is created or not, we'll go to the data section, and in the workspace you will see there are lake databases, and our database Anushree got created. And if we expand the table, a table trip name also got created, and we can query this trip table. Can do select star and run. So you can see data also here.